Hey girl, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Kayla. Today's video is going to be a review on the brand new Jeffree Star Cremated palette, and we are gonna get into this real good, okay? We're gonna get into the nitty gritty on this, and if you would like to see more, please be sure to hit that subscribe button to join the K-Babe family before you leave because it'll help your girl out. Also, leave a like because it'll really help me out, okay? And let's get into this video. So off the bat, I'm pretty amazed with the packaging right here. The only thing I do have to say, I mean, this doesn't even matter, honestly, because you're probably gonna throw it away unless you collect Jeffree Star items. I don't, but I mean, if I did, I would probably keep it, and I'd probably be a little upset about this. This is a cardboard with, I love the way that it says cremated right here, and you can see the palette through it. But if you are a collector, this is kind of cheap. It's a little bit of like cellophane in the cremated so that you can't touch the palette, but you can see it. You guys can kind of tell it's a little glossy, and the packaging itself is cardboard, but every single palette that comes in a box like this, it's all cardboard, so I'm not surprised by that. So I want to say every single palette comes in this cardboard packaging. I do have to say though, if he did something a little bit more sturdier, because he has out of the box like outrageous packaging, I would expect more, but at the same time, it would cost more if we want a little bit more. So if you don't collect these items, it doesn't really matter. Now, when you open the packaging, it has Jeffree Star on the front. Not gonna lie, not my favorite packaging. I don't know. It's something, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. In my opinion, I'm not a fan of this. I just think that every other palette has been like, oh my gosh, you have the coffin packaging, you have, you know, just gold leafing or like something on it. And this one just felt like, let's take a picture, let's slap it on the front. I don't know, like it's just, I feel like it could have been done better. I've seen better packaging. I do like this. However, because this is supposed to be like a book spine, like you just go place it on your bookshelf. However, none of the other palettes are like this. So this is kind of pointless unless he plans to come out with a range of other palettes. I mean, who knows? If he plans to come out with a range of other palettes like the Jawbreaker or what's the other one? I can't think of it right now. But I want to say there's one more that is like this where you can go put it on the bookshelf, and I don't think the Jawbreaker has this, but this one does. So this is a great idea. However, not every single palette is like this packaging. Therefore, it's kind of pointless. Like imagine a collection of all the Jeffree Star palettes and you're able to go on a shelf and just go and be like, oh, I'm gonna use the Cremated today. I'm gonna use the Jawbreaker today. You know what I'm saying? Like not every single palette's like that. So it's kind of pointless to do this unless you're gonna do every single palette like that. When we open it up, we do get our protective sleeve. Let me see if I can open it up without. All right, we got our protective sleeve. I'm gonna take it off. Mine did come a little bit, not just a tad bit, not damaged, but some of the shadow kind of got out of the packaging. I did open it to see the colors because I was a little eager, okay? And I was like, I'm gonna film this as soon as possible. I do have to say, okay, on camera, I was like, it's black and white. I mean, everybody needs black and white in their collection, don't get me wrong. So it's great to have this as a staple in your collection to create looks. You're gonna be able to create smoky eyes. You're gonna be able to create the lighter looks. And I just, you know, this is a necessity in your collection, honestly. But I didn't realize how beautiful the colors were until I opened the packaging. This right here looks like a black shimmer, but it's almost, I feel like it almost has like a little bit of a navy in it. So some of these shades I was kind of just like, whoa, like I did not see myself using this one, especially this one right here. Feel like I'm probably gonna use this on my lid today. I just have to say that, like I was taken back by the shades because the shade range wasn't what I typically would go for in a palette, but it is going to be one of those necessity palettes. You have your stark white, you have your really black, but then you also have the other lighter shades, the in-between shades. Ooh, look at this. Inheritance, dude, that's like an olive green, almost like a dark olive green. Oh, this looks beautiful. So the Cremated palette is $58. It has 24 shades in it, which gives it about $2.41 a pop, which isn't bad if you think about it. For each shade, it's $2.41. If you used to buy shadows from Morphe before they started just doing their palettes, they used to sell individual pans. They don't anymore, but they used to, and they would sell them for about $2 a pop. I want to say that Makeup Geek sold theirs. I want to say they still sell them for like $5 a pop, so that's a bit more than what this whole palette comes out to altogether. Is it price reasonable? Yes, I think so. This is vegan and cruelty-free for all of you guys who are looking for vegan and cruelty-free items. So what I'm gonna do for you guys right now is go ahead and do swatches, and then I'm gonna go ahead and create a simple eye look because I do have to go to work today. I really do want to get this edited and uploaded by today, but we'll just have to see. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch real quick and then get going. So we have Hearse, Angel of Death, Grave Digger, Death Certificate, R.I.P., Pallbearer, Inheritance, Wednesday, Mortuary Beautician, Last Look, Solemnly Swear, The Morgue, Mausoleum, Embalmed, Eulogy, Life Insurance, Last Respects, Goodbye, Obituary, Burial Crown, Afterlife, Casket Ready, Death Blow, and Diamond Ashes. Okay, so my eyes are already prepped and ready to go. I'm gonna start off with a little bit of, let's do Last Respects. I definitely want to use Last Look, Mausoleum, or Diamond Ashes, or all of the above if I can. So far this is blending pretty easily on my eyes, and it is coming off very pigmented. I do have to dip in like 2 times before I get the full pigmentation, but that's not bad compared to some other palettes. So that's something that I don't really, like, I'm not really bothered by it. Here, I want to take Eulogy or the Morgue, maybe a little bit of both, but I want to do Eulogy first and apply that in the outer corner. And so far the colors are blending well together, so that's good. Honestly, these feel like cream on your freaking eyes. And even when I was swatching it, they feel like butter. They feel so good. I am getting fallout to the gods though. This is something that you're definitely gonna have to do before your face. So I'm gonna have to go in and fix up my face. I'm gonna take the Morgue just because I want more contrast in the outer corner though, because I'm taking a bunch of gray cool tones. I just need a little bit more contrast. I'm gonna cut the crease with my e.l.f. Hydro Concealer and a concealer brush. I'm thinking of taking Last Look because I really like the way that's swatched on my arm. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this and apply it in the outer corner. I might even mix it in with some Mausoleum towards the end. I think I am gonna take all 3 of the shadows. Oh, look at this, look at this. Dude, so this shade would be beautiful for like a bridal look, like not using this whole palette. Like I said, this palette is gonna be like an essential for other looks, you know? This is gonna be the palette that you go to for a certain shimmer or a certain gray or a certain black for a smoky eye that you are just like, I cannot find it. I don't have anything in my palettes for it. This is gonna be the palette. So I'm gonna mix in some Mausoleum towards the end. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. Now I really want to use this shade, so I'm using it. This is Diamond Ashes. I'm applying it on the inner part of the eye. And the beautiful part is I have not applied any spray to my brush to wet it, to get any of the shades to come up a little bit more. Let's take some RIP and go in the outer corner. Deepen it up. Dude, I'm loving this. Okay, on the inner corner, I'm taking a little bit of Afterlife. Let's see how. Look at that. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off the fallout as best as I can. I'm gonna take a flat shader brush and take Hearse and just create like a liner. I was a bit worried because when I swatched this, it didn't come out as black as I wanted it to. But of course, swatching and actually applying are two different things. And I do think that the other shades help it. This does look pretty good. Now, I feel like it still can be darker. It is pretty dark, but I still feel like it could be darker, you know? So for the under eye, I'm gonna take a little bit of the Morgue and Rest in Peace. So I'm gonna finish off the rest of my makeup and then I'm gonna come right back to give you guys my final thoughts. Overall, I think the color payoff is amazing. I was able to achieve a great look. However, this is not a beginner-friendly palette. This is something that you get when you're more comfortable with colors. This is gonna be something that, I mean, like, even I was just kind of like a little scared to go too harsh and then it just mess up everything because I don't like to go back, you know? I'm not afraid of the color, I'm not afraid of the darkness. I was just afraid of screwing up the look and having to start over because I'm not that kind of gal. I'm more of like, how can we save this? I do not want to take off my makeup today. So I do have to say that if you're a beginner, you're looking to get this palette, I would say maybe to get one of his other ones to start off with and then go to something else. If you're a little bit more intermediate, advanced, then this is going to be your best friend. This is going to be a really great staple in your collection because of the blacks and whites. The shimmers are amazing, I have to say. Like, I know that this is like a gothic palette, but I think it's something that you can really tie into with other palettes. Now, yes, I know when you purchase a palette, you want something that's an all-in-one. You don't have to go buy other palettes to do so, but I do think you have to buy other palettes. I think palettes are marketed the way they are so that you do go buy out other palettes. There's not really, I mean, there's a few palettes that are like an all-in-one, like giant Violet Voss palettes. Some people don't want to lug around the giant palette. You're not going to have the all-in-one palette. You're going to have a palette that's going to give you soft looks. You're going to have a palette that's going to give you crazy looks. You're going to have a palette that's going to give you colorful looks, but you don't have one that gives you all. Is this worth your money? I definitely think it is. There is a little bit of fallout, so I do have to say that if you are going to be using this, just be aware to use, like, do your eyeshadow look before you do any of your foundation. I was able to wipe off the fallout. I don't see any, which is crazy because when I apply a black and I get fallout on my under eye, usually when you wipe it off, you have a streak of black or you have a streak of gray, and it's the most annoying thing to get off of your face, and you just have to wipe off your whole makeup. So I was a little bit annoyed, and then once I wiped off the fallout, it came off beautifully, and I was just like, whoa, okay. This is kind of cool. Pigmentation is amazing. I do have to say, when I was swatching these and even just applying them to my eyes, they're very creamy, they're very buttery. I know people might not like those words, but they're creamy, they're buttery, they're just super soft. There was one shade, I cannot remember, I think it was Pallbearer was the only one. I think it's because it's more of like a glittery shade, and I want to say Diamond Ashes were the two because I think they're more of like glitters in there. It's not a pressed glitter, but, or maybe it is a pressed glitter, I'm not sure. It doesn't really say. But those are a little bit more, not, I don't want to say rough. They're kind of rough. They're a little rough. Okay. The only thing I do have to say I do not like about this palette is just the packaging. I like this. This is weird. I don't mean to be mean, but this is weird, you know? Like, and then another thing too is that the ingredients are only on the cartridge. So if you want to throw this bad boy away, I mean, if you want to remember the ingredients, or maybe you just don't pay attention and one day you're like, wait, what ingredients does it have? You're gonna have to go online to look it up if you throw this bad boy away. So just be aware that the ingredients are in here. Maybe you can cut off the ingredients if you don't want to keep this cartridge and stick it to the back of your palette. But it would just be nice if, like every other palette, they have the ingredients on the back, you know? So that's another thing I have to say. So again, $58, I definitely think it is worth it because it comes out to $2.41 per shade. A little bit change, okay, a little bit change. I think it's honestly reasonably priced, so that is that. Is it worth your money? It is. If you're a beginner, stay away. Unless you're just really determined to practice, I would say get it and practice, but this is not gonna be something you're gonna wanna use your first day wearing makeup, your first few weeks of wearing makeup and practicing and going outside, just because it might look like a hot mess. I'm gonna be real, because it's a little tricky. It's a little tricky, okay? Anyway. Alright guys, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you found this very helpful. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button to join the K-Bae family before you leave. Also, leave a like, because it helps your girl out, okay? It helps your girl out. Leave a thumbs up. It helps me, okay? Alright, and I'll talk to you guys in my next one. Bye guys!